And hello everyone, this is KC9VKV, and a little bad news. For whatever reason, we did have some errors in our recording for this afternoon's QSO-VLOG net, and so we did lose all of our first recording. We did do a second backup recording after we've closed off the net and realized that we had some errors in our recording. We did another recording to get some content for this weekend's Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. So we went from about 5:15 to about 6:10 or so, and we do have some other recordings. But for those that were with us on the first set, I'm sorry we lost it. If you want to join us next Friday, and we will have a good recording then. And for those that hung in for the second recording, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And so we will now join our second set. This is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. And this is KC9VKV, back on the air. And this is a continuation of the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If anybody has a radio they want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilowatt 9 United Radio, Bloomington, Indiana. Good afternoon.
Oh boy, that's you're booming in here, and I'm on Milford. So what's the name there?
You're booming in here, and I'm on Milford. So what's the name there?
Yeah, my name is Joe. Juliet Ocean Echo. Joe is the handle. Over.
Roger, Joe. And what radio are you running today?
Roger, Joe. And what radio are you running today?
Today I'm on a let's see here. This is an ICOM transceiver with a PW1 amplifier here. Just saying hi, stopping by. I heard you put the call out there, and
yes, sir. I just went to my local antenna. Come back and tell me about your antenna again, and let me see if I can get you on my local antenna. So a lot more frequency response, better on my local antenna versus some of these SDRs, Roger?
On my local antenna versus some of these SDRs, Roger?
Oh yeah, Roger. EKW, which is a 92-foot doublet with 40 feet of ladder line, and then 50 ohm coax after a 1-to-1 choke into the ham shack, and it's at about 65 feet up at the apex, and it's essentially a flat top. And I'm on my, let's see, right now I'm on the east-west antenna, I think. So it's not really optimized in your direction, but good enough with the ground propagation. Running a ICOM transceiver, 7300, and running an ICOM PW1 solid-state amplifier at about 1 kilowatt. Go ahead.
Roger, Joe. Okay, I've got you on my local loop, my 0-degree local loop, at about 30 over, so I have a beautiful copy on you. And I'm looking at your audio on a frequency analyzer, and you could use just a little more bottom end. Right now you seem to be about 1 kc on up, fairly linear, but that bottom end is kind of rolling off at about looks like about 350 cycles. So you could use a little more bottom end if you wanted to. Now, I usually don't talk about bottom end, because what happens is there's a lot of things that can happen to your top end, and if you have a bunch of bottom end, then all of a sudden you're Mr. Mumbles. But I think you could use maybe 3 dB plus at 200 cycles or something like that to start with, Roger.
Okay, very good. 1 second here. Let me get to the wide bandwidth here. So 100 to 2900, and I've increased the low end by about 3 dB. I wonder, how does that sound your way? KC9VKV, K9UR on the doublet antenna, over.
Yes, sir. That's sounding better. Now, do you have a bandwidth capability? Can you select a bandwidth on your EQ?
Yeah, well, no, not on the EQ. Total frequency bandwidth or spectrum I can, but not bandwidth on the EQ, unfortunately.
Okay, because I would usually prefer a 4 top and bottom, a width of 4 top and bottom. And usually our top end we push at usually 2.7K at a 4 width, 2.7K at a 4 width. Roger?
Oh yeah, Roger. Okay. Well, I can't really adjust the top end anymore, but the bottom end I could bring up. I did have it cut down a little bit, but audio looks about flat to me. I hope you're seeing the same thing.
I'm seeing it roll out probably at about 200 cycles. I have on my frequency meter, I have a spectrum analyzer. I have 3 marks. First mark to the left is 100 cycles. First mark to the right is 1 kc. Then there's a blank space, and the next white mark is 4 kc. So just by way of inference, as far as our spectrum analyzer, like I say, the first mark to the left is 100 cycles. First mark to the right is 1 kc. Black mark is 2 kc. Next white mark is 4 kc. Roger?
Okay, Roger. Yeah, I boosted the bass just a little bit more now. I wonder how's that doing your way. I'll just give a little bit more audio here, and let me know if I need a little more. I can go a little more top end also if necessary. Go ahead, Jim.
Yes, sir. Now, we want that mid-range flat. We want everything from 400 cycles to 1.6K flat, because the equalizer is designed to strike a balance between the top and the mids and the bottom and the mids. And if you boost the mids, it's so much more difficult for everything to catch up. So much so that ICOM 7300, 7610, they don't even put a mid-range control in their equalizer because they want that to stay where it's supposed to be, and then you just strike a balance from treble for top end and bass for bottom end. Roger, Roger?
Oh, yeah, Roger, Roger. Okay, very good. Well, I'm running only about, it's about 7 to 10 dB of compression here. So hopefully that is working out all right now. I played around with this thing quite a bit, but I just put the amplifier in line here, and as I said, running about 1 kilowatt here, and so just seeing if it's operational and doing what it's supposed to do. Seems to be working, although the fan just kicked on. It's kind of loud. Anyway, see how that is. KC9VKV, K9UR.
Yes, sir. Now, you wouldn't happen to have a windscreen, a foam windscreen around there, would you?
Boy, I need one. Yeah, because I'm popping into the mic. I need to make sure that I talk across it. It's a problem with this particular mic. I need a pop screen or a sock or something. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Foam windscreen at your local music store. They're about $4 a piece. Your choice of colors. Just slip right over that mic. Now, that's a desk mic, Roger?
Yeah, it's a modified static desk mic. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sounds really nice. I think your EQ is better with that little bit more bottom end. Do you have? Could you give me another 2 clicks bass boost and let me see what that looks like?
Yeah. 1 second here. Okay, there is a little bit more boost there in bass. That's 1 click. We'll go up 1 click now just for a minute, and then we'll take it to the second click. So this is K9UR with KC9VKV in the Friday evening video vlog here. Let me go up 1 more click. All right, there we go. That's 1 more click here, Jim, to boost the bass just a little bit more. We'll see how that sounds. Let's see here. KC9VKV, this is K9UR with a rainy day in Indiana.
Roger, Roger, Joe. Now, you're at 200 cycles on your bass, or are you higher than that?
No, I'm 100 on 100 on the bass. Over.
Roger. Can you shift that? Do you have anything about 200 cycles?
Unfortunately, this is about the best. That's about the best I can do. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, so tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, and let me hear you just for a minute.
Well, I got a stack of radios here, and I'm mostly an AM guy, so operating on single sideband takes a bit of adjustment. Mostly operate down on 75 and 160 on AM when I'm on sideband or on phone. So just trying to get this thing lined up with this amplifier. Over.
Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. You said you did have something around 2.7K, maybe a click more at 2.7K?
Yeah, let me go 1 more click here. Hold on. Okay, there's maxed out there. That's the 2.7K setting. KC9VKV. This is K9UR on the ICOM transceiver adjusting audio on the Friday afternoon vlog network.
Sounds good to me, sir. I think I would get that foam windscreen, and that would solve the last problems. Now, what you could do is back off that mic about 7 inches, 6 inches, and see what that sounds like, Roger.
Okay, Roger. Yeah, I backed off the microphone now a bit. Normally I keep it just to the side of my mouth, but now I'm backed off about, 6 or 7 inches. And it seems that well, maybe it's not making much of a difference, but I'd be interested in your perspective. Over.
Yes, sir. Now, you don't have any mouth noise there, but obviously you thinned out because you moved back a little bit, and so you inverse proximity effect, so you lost your bottom end. So I would say where you were is fine until you get that windscreen if you can.
Yeah. Okay. Very good, Jim. Well, I appreciate it. Always fun to play around with this stuff, and it's amazing the technology that we have at our disposal nowadays with audio. Everything sounds pretty good, and it's easy to make it sound great. So anyway, I won't hold it. Wish you happy holidays and Merry Christmas, and have fun down there, down south of me here, and I'll let you carry on. I don't know, normally you run till about 5:30, I guess, or 6 o'clock, something like that. So I won't take any more of your time, but thanks again. I appreciate the quick help getting things set up. KC9VKV, this is K9UR.
Roger, Joe. And what radio was that again?
It's an ICOM 7300 here, and got a 7610 and a few others here on the desk.
Yes, sir. And what's your location?
Bloomington, Indiana. Over.
Roger. I just had a major problem here. I looked up, and my video record has a lot of let's see, things that it defaults to, and I missed one of the defaults, and so I did not get a good recording this afternoon, much to my chagrin. So I'm going to hang in here for a little while and see if I can get some other recordings and get something for this Friday and try to revive my disaster. Roger.
Oh, Roger. Well, don't worry. It's small little problems, right? The world has lots of big problems, so missing a recording once in a while, it's not a big deal. So the main thing is our health and happiness and family and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir, you're exactly right, Joe. 73, sir, thanks for dropping by. And again, if you want to hear your fine audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,400 QSO-VLOG AIRCHECK recordings, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Yeah, okay, very good, Jim. Thanks for the info, and wish you a nice evening. 7-3, and take care. KC9VKV. This is K9UR, and back to you, and I'll clear your frequency.
Roger, Joe, and get that windscreen, man. You'll be absolutely in perfect situation with that windscreen, a foam windscreen. 73. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, running a little late this afternoon, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KD9NPK.
KD9 station, come back again with your call sign.
It's Kilo Bravo 9, Mike Z Kilo.
Mike Z Kilo, is that a Roger?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, and what's the name there?
My name is Dave.
Roger, Dave, and what's your location, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir, and what radio are you running today, Dave?
Okay, it's the ICOM 775 DSP.
If you could give me a little bit on your antenna, little transmit there, in about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and I'll look around and see if I can get a better path. Right now I'm on one of my 10-foot vertical magnetic loops. I think you'd be probably better off in Milford. So if you could tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds.
Okay. Okay. I'm running I'm not running it. I'm using an NFED of about 45 feet, and that's it.
Alrighty, I think I had a falling out with my Milford to PA SDR, and I think it's back now. So, tell me about the best thing you like about your radio.
Back now. So, tell me about the best thing you like about your radio. Now I got it, and it's fantastic. Everything's fantastic.
Yes, sir. Well, that's sounding good there, sir. Pretty good. If you'd be interested, we have a setup procedure. It's what we normally do on Friday afternoons, where we take a radio and set it up. We have a generic setup procedure, but I don't know if you would be interested in that. It starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. Just a token amount, just barely in there, something you'd never hear on the air, but a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of that compressor, Roger.
Out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of that compressor, Roger. Right. This is one way. It just works one way.
Oh, Roger. Well, that's either good or bad. It all depends on if everything is, together, then you don't need it any other way. And it's like an antenna, if the best antenna is the right antenna at the right place at the right time, Roger.
The antenna is the right antenna at the right place at the right time, Roger. Roger. The power is all the way up, but the drive is only halfway.
Yes, sir. Well, I think you've got a good signal there. I'm copying you on Milford PASDR, and it's just a really nice signal. So I don't think, I would say get the Gorilla Tape and tape everything down, because you got it going on there right now, Roger.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your time and effort and everything. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. KB9MZK.
Yes, sir, Dave. And I was just curious, what kind of antenna are you running, sir?
An NFED.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll tell you what. Now, if you ever get a chance to get yourself a resonant dipole antenna, I would suggest that too, and then get you like a 2-position or 3-position rotary selector where you can run those 2 antennas and you can compare them back and forth. And always, I would run my dipole just exactly the opposite direction that I ran my infed. So I would have always a second opinion of signals. If you've ever seen the radiation pattern in the book about how RF moves off wire, it moves off broadside to the wire. So when you take 2 antennas and one is just exactly the opposite from the other, then you have a true option as to transmit and receive, and depending on where the person is, the one antenna might be much more effective than the other antenna,
Okay, I will do. I have to get a friend of mine, and I'll go back and I'll try it. Anyway, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Well, the whole thing about radio is to have options. The more options you have, the better off things are. Like I say, the best thing is the best antenna at the best place at the right time. And when you have options, you can have more of a choice than if you're just locked into one antenna. Particularly like sometimes things change orientation, where it's horizontal to vertical. So sometimes it might be better if you had also a vertical antenna. So if you had 3 antennas, you would have it pretty much covered. If you had a vertical antenna and then a resonant dipole antenna plus your long wire antenna, and those 2 horizontal antennas are running opposite each other, left, north and south, east and west, you'd really have Katie's bar the door there on that, Roger.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, I appreciate you, and I'll try that.
Yes, sir, Dave. So good to talk at you, sir. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for your time. KB9MZK.
Roger, Roger, Dave. And one more time when your call sign is KB9 MLK, is that a Roger? Or MZK?
MLK, is that a Roger? Or MZK? It's Kilo Bravo 9 Mike Z Kilo. Copy?
Mike Z Kilo. Roger, Roger, sir. Thank you, sir. 73, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG night, running just a little bit late this afternoon. We had some problems with our recording earlier, and we're trying to get some additional recordings for our Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net for posting up on YouTube. So, with that said, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Kilo Echo 3, Hotel Juliet.
Hotel Juliet Station. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Oh, thank you, Jim. The call is Kilo Echo number 3, Hotel Juliet. Name is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo, near Pittsburgh. Near Pittsburgh. Do you copy, Jim?
Roger, Dave. And what's your radio that you're running?
What's your radio that you're running?
I'm running a 7300 barefoot into a Gap Challenger vertical dipole. You helped out a while ago with my desk mic, and I'm using a headset and wanted to get your opinion here. So nothing fancy, very minimal setup, but wanted to see how the headset's working. Back to you, Jim. KC9VKV, KE3HJ.
Roger, Roger, Dave. Well, you know, the thing is, anytime you change a microphone, you should always go back to your ALC and double-check your level, because there's a world of difference between microphones, and so you need to double-check your modulation level, and that's what the ALC is all about. So let me just say this first off. You want to be sure that that radio, that 7300, is in the wide mode. That's 100 to 2900 on the transmit bandwidth, Roger. 100 to 2900, Roger.
Roger. 100 to 2900, Roger.
Roger that. And I did have to decrease the mic gain on this to keep the ALC happy. It's now about 2/3 to 3/4. Not going too high. And the compression is on 3. So wanted to kind of check and see if the bass and treble seemed okay. Back to you, Jim.
Yes, sir. Its tonality is fine. Now, what type of headset is that?
What type of headset is that?
This is a Yamaha. I think it's a CM500 maybe. Fairly popular, not too expensive headset, and it's a very comfortable thing. You can wear it for hours. Little electret mic in the boom, and it's got a nice foam windscreen on it, or a pop filter. So I've heard it's pretty good, and I picked up one. Back to you.
Yes, sir. Well, it sounds good. I don't hear any mouth noises at all, so it's a very transparent microphone. I would suggest maybe a couple of clicks more treble EQ boost, but make a note of where you are now, so if you use the other microphone, you can defer back to that other EQ. But for that boom mic right now, I would suggest plus 2 clicks treble EQ boost from where you are.
Treble EQ boost from where you are.
Okay, well, there's +2 on the treble. The other one was +3, +3. This one is +1, +5. So how does that sound, Jim? This is KE3HJ.
Yes, sir. You have fine articulation now. It's very nice. And so, we just needed just a little bit more cut. So when you get into those bad situations, heavy QRM, other stations in a pileup or whatever, you should be able to cut through. And I would keep my ALC out. And just keep, for something to do as you're transmitting, and to look at your ALC and try to keep that meter in the sweet spot. Roger, Roger?
That meter in the sweet spot. Roger, Roger?
Roger, Roger. I do that. I have choice of what secondary meter. And I always secondary. the secondary. So it's signal strength on receive and ALC on transmit, Jim.
Yes, sir, that's fine. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. And we'll be posting this recording up onto YouTube by noon tomorrow. So if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,400 QSO-VLOG AIRCHECK recordings. So 73, Dave, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend.
Dave, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend.
Thanks, Jim. 73 to you, and thank you very much for the service you provide. Much appreciated by many. So, KC9VKV, this is KE3HJ. 73, have a good weekend, and hope to talk to you next time.
Roger, Roger. Dave, 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG Net, running a little late this afternoon, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Copied somebody in the mobile station. Come back and let me see if I got you.
Copied somebody in the mobile station. Come back and let me see if I got you.
Pretty light there. I'm in my Georgia SDR, but I copied you a little bit. Try one more time. Let me see if we can make a go of this.
A little bit. Try one more time. Let me see if we can make a go of this. Kilo 5 Delta Alpha Delta K5 DAD.
K5 DAD, is that a Roger?
K5 DAD, is that a Roger? Roger, Roger. The name here, Steve. We're mobile in Mississippi.
Roger, Steve in Mississippi, Mobile. Hi, you're really making a trip there, and I'm copying you on my Georgia SDR, and you're coming and going a little bit. I guess you're rolling down the road there, so you do have a little in and out, but you're mostly in, Roger.
There, so you do have a little in and out, but you're mostly in, Roger. Roger, Roger. Okay, appreciate it. We're running a Yaesu ST891, 100 watts.
Okay, ST891, is that a Roger?
Okay, ST891, is that a Roger? Roger, 100 watts.
I got you, Steve. Okay, you're making the trip, buddy. If you want to hear your antenna talking there, go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger? Okay, appreciate it. Have a good night. 73, K5DAD.
Roger, Roger, Steve, 73, sir. Have a good afternoon. Beautiful weekend. Drive safe. I want to keep you there for a long time. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG Net, running just a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties on some of our earlier recordings, and so we want to try to get some more additional recordings. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
More additional recordings, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Whiskey Quebec, 0 X-ray.
0 X-ray station. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
0 X-ray station. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign. Yeah, Roger, Roger. On that there, it's going to be a Whiskey Quebec, 0 X-ray. Whiskey Quebec, 0 X-ray. Over.
I'm not sure about that. The second letter, is that a Q or what?
I'm not sure about that. The second letter, is that a Q or what? Roger, Roger. Whiskey Quebec or Whiskey Queen, 0 X-ray. Whiskey Queen, 0 X-ray. Over.
Thank you, sir. That's a much better word. Queen is a much better word than the other word you were using for Q. So it's much more pronounced, and I can hear it very well. Of course, by this time my ears are gone anyway. But what's the name there?
Very well. Of course, by this time my ears are gone anyway. But what's the name there? Yeah, Roger, Roger on that there, Jim. The name is Terrence. Your neighbor. Terrence over here in Clarksville there, Roger.
Is that right? I didn't recognize you, and I didn't recognize the call sign.
Is that right? I didn't recognize you, and I didn't recognize the call sign.
Yeah, it's a different call. Last time we spoke, that was AJ4 Zulu Mike Victor. So I did a series of upgrades. So I decided to change the call. Got a little vanity call there, and makes it a little bit easier. I thought anyway. To have a shorter call. Over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just change that Q to Queen, Roger.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just change that Q to Queen, Roger.
Yeah, Roger on the Q to Queen. Some people prefer Quebec. I prefer Quebec. It to me it has a better ring to it. I can flow with it a little bit easier than seeing Whiskey Queen 0 X-ray. So I like it Whiskey Quebec 0 X-ray. But if a person I guess is having an issue with it, then I will adjust there, no doubt about it. But hey, listen, Jim, you're sounding good, man. A beautiful signal coming into Clarksville, Indiana this evening. And it's been a minute since we spoke, so all of the particulars, happy holidays to you, over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And gosh, that signal is so nice. What radio is that you're running? Is that the 5000?
That signal is so nice. What radio is that you're running? Is that the 5000?
No, I upgraded from the 5000 as well. I still have the 5000. It's the B station now. And the A station is going to be the FTDX 101 Mike Papa. So that's the rig I'm using right now. It's the MP, the 101 MP. Using a Electro Voice ND27 or 27ND by Electro Voice. And I tell you, I love this microphone. I think it has a pretty good fidelity there, right?
Oh, just beautiful, just beautiful. So you're running an FTDX 101 MP, is that a Roger?
Beautiful. So you're running an FTDX 101 MP, is that a Roger?
Yep, that's a Roger. That's a Roger. Yeah, this is the new kid on the block, and it was I guess you could say a retirement gift to me. I just recently retired from the government in a civilian capacity. Is my second retirement now, Jim. I think I believe we talked about my first retirement when I was in the military. I retired from there back in 2006. So, and ever since then, I've been working, in the civilian capacity. Retired in August, so I'm enjoying retirement and playing with all my toys. Over.
All right, now I've been copying you down in Georgia on an SDR. I just went to my local antenna. You're about 40 over. Now my local antenna is good from 100 cycles to 2.9K. So why don't you give me the thing you like best about your new radio so I can get a nice recording, full fidelity, Roger?
Yeah, Roger on that there. Well, I really appreciate it, Jeff. And you got it spot on, man. I am at that 2900 hertz there. One of the things I really like about this particular rig is the receiver. The VC tune in this thing is just absolutely phenomenal. I could hear a pin drop. I mean, it's really phenomenal how I could adjust the VC tune and bring stations very, very clear into the radio. And it kind of like it isolates them from the noise and stuff like that. So it's really, really it's a fun radio to operate. It has a lot of eye candy too. So, and there's a couple other different things. The dual receive. I have the dual speakers here, and have it up on the big monitor that's monitored that's on the wall. A big old 65-inch monitor screen that I can see all of the different frequencies. The AF, FT main and the oscilloscopes and all of that stuff. So the attenuation and all of that. It's really, really a nice rig to have in your arsenal. There, over.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, I've got a freak meter that I'm looking at there. It's a spectrum analyzer. And just let me explain that. It's got 3 marks. First mark to the left is 100 cycles, a white mark. The first white mark to the right is 1 KC. Then there's a black space, which is 2 KC. Then there's another white space, which is 4 KC. So if you go to YouTube and listen to your beautiful audio, and you can see up there the spectrum analyzer, you can see exactly what you're doing, Roger.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. Thank you so much there, Jim. And I really appreciate that, hey, you doing all the things that you do out here in ham radio, man. Really, really help a lot of stations out and getting the audio right. I like talking to you because you always analyze the audio, man, and that'll let me know if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. No doubt so. But thank you so much, my friend, for being there. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and may you have a more prosperous New Year. Over.
Yes, sir, Terrence. Now, your frequency response ballistically, you're about 3.5 dB. We normally look for about 3 dB for fatness, but your 3.5 is just a little more life to the words, and it's just beautiful. I wouldn't change a thing, Roger.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. Thank you, Jim. And you're doing a great job, too, man. Beautiful audio as well. And no complaints coming this way, my friend. You're about 30, 40 over here as well. So doing a great job. Hey, listen, I'm going to let you go and pick up some more calls, my friend. But take care of yourself, like I say, man. And every once in a while, I have to jump in here and say hello, that's for sure. KC9VKV. This is Whiskey Quebec 0 X-Ray.
Or Whiskey King. Queen. 0 X-ray. 73, Terrence. Sound is just beautiful. Catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, this is the time to do it.
This is the time to do it.
Heard a couple of stations back in their loudest one. Try it again.
Heard a couple of stations back in their loudest one. Try it again.
Station IOE. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
OE. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 4 India Oscar Echo.
India Oscar Echo. Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
India Oscar Echo. Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
My name is Hank.
Hey, Roger, Hank, and where are you located, sir?
Hey, Roger, Hank, and where are you located, sir?
I'm in Middle Georgia, Macon, Georgia.
Roger in Georgia, and what radio are you running, sir?
Roger in Georgia, and what radio are you running, sir?
It's ICOM 706.
Roger, Hank, is that a newer radio or an older radio?
Roger, Hank, is that a newer radio or an older radio?
It's a really old radio.
Yes, sir. Well, sounding pretty good there. Why don't you tell me in 10 seconds or so about your antenna system, and let me look at your audio, Roger. 10 seconds or so about your antenna system, and let me look at your audio, Roger.
That's a Roger. I have a, it's a fan dipole. It's a homemade dipole, and it seems to be a pretty good antenna.
All righty, there's Hank. What are you currently running for a mic level? What's your current mic level setting? You're currently running for a mic level. What's your current mic level setting?
I believe it's on 5.
All right, if you would try that up on 6, and I'm assuming that you don't have an ALC meter. Is that a Roger? I'm assuming that you don't have an ALC meter. Is that a Roger?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Yes, does that radio have an ALC meter? Yes, does that radio have an ALC meter?
Yes, it does.
Alrighty, I have a setup procedure for that. Does it have a compressor also? Alrighty, I have a setup procedure for that. Does it have a compressor also?
I'm not sure about that.
Right. Some people call it a processor, compressor, the same thing. I'm not, it doesn't matter to me. I was just curious if you did. Our setup procedure starts with the compressor processor engaged at a 3. It's a token amount, and if you don't have one, don't worry about it. But if you do, a 3 on that setting would be great. A 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100 would be just perfect. But, just depends on if you have one, Roger.
Just perfect, but it just depends on if you have one, Roger.
That's a Roger. Actually, I need to sit down and read back through my manual, and so I will do that and try to set it to that.
Yes, sir. Well, let me give you some notes. Let me give you a couple of notes, if you would, and then you can set them at your leisure. Our setup procedure starts with usually being sure that you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. That's a newer thing for newer radios. I'm not sure that your radio would have a transmit bandwidth adjustment, but what we would like is for you to be in the, if it doesn't have, 100 to 2900, you want to be in the highest that radio can do, whether it's a 2.4, 2.7, or whatever it is. The highest one will give you the best capabilities as far as the transmit capabilities and sound-wise. But past that, then we would go to the compressor, and we'd want the compressor on at a 3. So make that note, compression on at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of the compressor on, Roger.
3 out of 100, just a third of the compressor on, Roger.
That's a Roger. I have a digital speech compressor, I think it's called.
Yes, sir, that's it. And does it have a 0 to 10 or 0 to 100?
And does it have a 0 to 10 or 0 to 100?
I'll have to look back through my manual. Sorry, but I will look through it and set it up for 3 out of 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is it a knob or is that something in menu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is it a knob or is that something in menu?
It's a menu. You have to go through the menu to find it.
Yes, sir. Okay, so the note is 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100 on the compressor being on. Roger, Roger. And so then, if it has an ALC, move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, you become a human signal generator, and don't stress that word, just say it like you would say any other word in a QSO, elongate it though, audio, and then adjust your mic gain until your AOC is running 2/3, Roger?
Until your AOC is running 2/3, Roger?
That's a Roger. I have a ALC meter and I can see it, and it looks it looks like it's about a S1.
Yes, sir. We just want to say that word and adjust that mic. That's a beautiful word for you to set level with, and the word is audio, and you use your mic gain to set that ALC at 2/3, Roger.
Gain to set that ALC at 2/3, Roger.
That's a Roger. I appreciate that, and I will definitely do that.
Yes, sir. I think your EQ is just fine. You seem to be just a little. Well, I tell you what. What's your current mic level setting?
What's your current mic level setting?
I think it's 5.
All righty, move that up to 6, and let me listen to you at 6. Right now you're at about maybe 5.5 dB dynamic range, and we want to close that to about 3 dB. So move it up to a 6 there, and let me see what you sound like, and also what your dynamic range is.
See what you sound like, and also what your dynamic range is.
I apologize, but it's been a long time since I've operated this radio, and it's got an extensive menu, and so it'll take me a while to look through that and find it, but maybe I can come back next week, and after I get more familiar with my manual and my settings on my radio, and that I can be better able to follow your instructions.
Yes, sir, Hank, I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes menu-driven things just drive me nuts. And the worst thing is that some of these menus don't stay where you put them, particularly like when you're just learning a menu and you get ready to do something and it reverts back to where it was. I mean, I say, you know, menu, stay where I put you. Don't have a mind of your own. If I put you on this, stay there until I decide to do something else. It just drives me nuts when menus revert back to where they were because they say, oh, he's stupid. I'm going back to where I was.
To where they were because they say, oh, he's stupid. I'm going back to where I was.
That's a Roger. I know what you mean, and the bad part about it is you know, if you once you get used to one, if you get a different radio, then it's all different.
Oh, tell me about that. Tell me about that. You know, unfortunately, there is no consensus of opinion about how to get from here to there. Everybody has their own opinion, and unfortunately, we have to cipher all that stuff. But anyway, you've got the book, so you've got your job cut out for you there, Mark, or Hank, 73 to you, sir. And if you get a chance, if you want to, you go to YouTube and check out your audio. Go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word highlight. Followed by the word logbook. It's been a long day. It's KC9VK on a YouTube search. It's KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
I will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you've given me this help, and I appreciate what you're doing. This is KF4IOE, and I'll be clear.
Yes, sir. And just for information there, Hank, I'm using the Georgia SDR to copy the mail on you, so you might just mention that next time we make contact. I've got a lot of options there, and that one is just beautiful for you. So 73, sir, have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, and we're running just a little bit late this afternoon. If there's another net or somebody, we'll jump out of the way. We don't want to run into anybody else's net. We would like to continue on here for a few more minutes. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Here for a few more minutes. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Station with Foxtrot, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Station with Foxtrot, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo 2 Yankee Foxtrot.
Kilo 2 Yankee Foxtrot. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. What's the name there? Yankee X-Ray Foxtrot, or is it Yankee Foxtrot?
What's the name there? Yankee X-Ray Foxtrot, or is it Yankee Foxtrot?
Kilo 2 Yankee Foxtrot. Name Ada, Alpha Delta Alpha, in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I was trying to make my first AIRCHECK contact and check my radio.
Roger, that Yankee Foxtrot. Come back on that name one more time. I said A-D-A, Roger?
Come back on that name one more time. I said A-D-A, Roger?
Yeah, that's right, Roger.
And how do you say that? Ada?
And how do you say that? Ada?
Long A, Ada, Roger, Ada. And whereabouts are you located, sir?
Long A, Ada, Roger, Ada. And whereabouts are you located, sir?
That's Raleigh, North Carolina.
Roger, North Carolina. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, North Carolina. And what radio are you running today, sir?
That's Fegu X6100 on 5 watts, and then NFED halfway. That's based on the Chameleon MCOM 3.
All right, so let's work on that. You're running 5 watts. Is that a Roger?
All right, so let's work on that. You're running 5 watts. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, that's right, Roger.
All right, so what I want you to do is tell me about your antenna system for 10 or 15 seconds, and let me look around and get the best path for us, Roger.
15 seconds, and let me look around and get the best path for us, Roger. Okay,
yeah. Started with is antenna that I bought from someone that's based on the Chameleon MCOM 3. It's an NFED halfway for 80-40-20-10, and I have it set now in the backyard on about a 20-foot paper pole in an inverted L out to the back corner of my lot.
Okay, Ada, now I've got you 2 places. I've got you at Milford, PA, and I also have you down in Georgia, and they're both about 2 dB over the SDR noise levels, but I do have you, and I'm just wondering, does that have all the facilities? Does it have like a compressor and automatic noise level control, or automatic level control?
Level control, or automatic level control?
I believe it has an ALC meter. I can see a sort of 1 to 100 readout on my display when I key my mic, but it has very limited like transmit bandwidth and audio controls. It has basic mic gain for the stock handheld that I'm using, and it has a gain for the internal mic.
All right, so it does have an ALC meter. Is that a Roger?
All right, so it does have an ALC meter. Is that a Roger?
Yes, it does, Roger.
All right, normally we say to set your ALC by saying the word audio and adjusting your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. So the word would be audio. Stretch it out just a little bit. Don't stress it. Just say it at the same level as you would say any other word in the QSO, and adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger?
Until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger?
Roger that. You want me to do that on air, or should I do that like offline into a dummy load?
Oh, no, do it on air. Do it now, Roger.
Oh, no, do it on air. Do it now, Roger.
Roger. Audio. 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 Audio.
Yeah, Ada, you can stretch that word out. Audio. You become a human signal generator, Roger.
Audio. You become a human signal generator, Roger.
Okay, so it seems to be it has to be very close to the mouth.
Yes, sir. You're just beautiful now. You came up about 30% more. So just where you are now, get the duct tape out and taper it down. The Gorilla Tape, I'm sorry.
Get the duct tape out and taper it down. The Gorilla Tape, I'm sorry.
Yeah, get that old Gorilla Tape and tape everything down, because you just came up out of the noise when you did that, Roger.
You just came up out of the noise when you did that, Roger.
Like take some Gorilla Tape and tape it around the microphone?
No, it's a joke. Tape it around your controls so you don't move anything, Roger.
No, it's a joke. Tape it around your controls so you don't move anything, Roger.
I see. Audio.
Yeah, I think you got that now. Tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, and let me look at your audio.
Tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, and let me look at your audio.
Well, I did a little bit of research. I wanted a radio that I could use for, like, big soda, mainly, and some QRP work, like, out in the field. And I like that this radio has an internal battery. I don't like so much the current draw when it runs on the battery, but you know, I've got a Bio-NO backup, and I think I'm looking into making my own, you know, alternatives for cells. And I like that it has a pretty good tuner built into it, and it is mostly a shack in the box. So for me, as a first radio, I thought it was a pretty decent choice, and I managed to find like a used one that someone was selling with an antenna system. So I thought, okay, this might be good. To do some experiments with modern antenna systems as well. But for my setup in the backyard, it kind of fits in the space that I have. I don't have a feed line that'll be long enough to raise the center pin up high enough, I think, to where that'll have off the ground.
Okay, Ada, I think we want to try just a little bit more mic level. If you can, increase your mic level about 10% more than where you are. Try increasing your mic level about 10% more than where you are, and let me listen to you. Mic level about 10% more than where you are, and let me listen to you. Stand by station just a moment.
About 8 clicks.
Stand by station just a moment.
Setting here, how does this sound?
Oh, that sounds much better. That sounds much better. I would get the Gorilla Tape out again and tape that one down at that level of where you just were, Roger. Out again and tape that one down at that level of where you just were, Roger.
Excellent.
And I am recording now, so if you want to hear that radio at, what is that? You're running 5 watts, is that a Roger? What is that? You're running 5 watts, is that a Roger?
Yeah, that's right. This is 5 watts from a Shagu X6100 with a 80-40-20-10 head halfway.
Yes, sir, Ada. Well, just sounds just beautiful. And let me say 3s to you, 73 to you, sir. And if you want to hear your radio, go to YouTube. Do they call it a search? KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook on a YouTube search, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger? On a YouTube search, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger that. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. That extra level just really helps you a great deal. You just came right on up. Just beautiful. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG Net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. There was another station in there. Other station, if you're still there, go ahead. Give me a shout. There was another station in there. Other station, if you're still there, go ahead.
N1 TKO. AK5 I am.
There was a TKO station in there. TKO station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign. Station in there. TKO station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Yeah, sure thing. Hello, James. KC9VKV, N1 TKO. No, I just was standing by here. I thought you were going to QRT there for a minute. We got a net starting very shortly. But carry on if you'd like. N1 TKO. Name is Jerry.
Roger, Jerry. I had a screw-up in my recording this afternoon, and I lost everything. And I was just trying to get some extra tracks for a post up to YouTube to make up for the loss. But I appreciate you being so kind and enduring for my backup going so long. So let me say 73 to you, Jerry, and I'll get out of here and let you guys get going, Roger. 73 to you, Jerry, and I'll get out of here and let you guys get going, Roger.
Roger. Thank you, James. Much appreciated. I checked out your website there, too, on YouTube, and it gives me something to listen to this evening. KC9VKV. You're a real gentleman, James, and I appreciate it. N1 TKO in Boston.
Roger, Jerry. Thank you so very much, sir. You guys take on and have a good net. 73. This is KC9VKV, returning the frequency back to normal amateur radio use. KC9VKV is clear.
Radio use. KC9VKV is clear.